Good morning. Even though today is not May 7th, 2021, we are going to go with the packet that is day 4. It was marked May 7th, 2021, but again, we decided to put this off until today so that it would give you guys a chance to make up any of the lessons on the two-dimensional figures that you hadn't done already. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. Today we're going to talk about three-dimensional figures, especially a cube. And a cube is a solid figure with 6 equal faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. Now remember, we said that two-dimensional figures just have lines and angles and vertices or sides. This one has edges. So if this is an example of a cube, okay, this is considered the face of the cube. These are the edges, and then you have the vertex here where the lines or the edges meet. Okay, so this is a cube. This is an example of a cube. All right. Of course, if I just draw a shape like this, that is not a cube, that is a square. And then some other examples. This is not a cube, that is a circle. If I have this, that is not a cube. So these are cubes and these are not cubes. When they're talking about faces on a cube, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 faces, and vertices would be the corners here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 vertices, or for the vertex. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our paper, and it says you can use dotted paper to draw a cube. The dashed lines show the edges that you can't see when you look at a solid cube. So if you look at a solid cube like this, and I'll hold it like they have it, you can't see all the faces. You can only see some of the faces. Like you might be able to see the top and this side, but you can't see the bottom, you can't see the back on this side, and you can't see the back here. So that's what these dotted lines represent, the faces that you can't see. All right, so it says to trace around each face. So we'll trace each face, and we'll start here. This is 1. All right, this is 2. I'm not doing very good staying in the lines here. Okay, that's 2. Then the front here is 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. They're the ones we see. Then there's a bottom one here. That would be 4. There's a side one here. That would be 5. And then the back one would be 6. So those are our 6 faces of a cube. Now, a cube is not the only thing that has 6 equal faces. Well, not equal, but 6 faces. Here is what we call a rectangular prism, but it's a rectangle that it has 6 faces, but notice that not all the faces are equal. This is something we'll talk about later, but I wanted you to see the difference between a rectangular prism and a cube. Okay, so what solid figure has 6 equal faces? Right, a cube. And what is the shape of each face? Well, if we look at the shape of each face, what is the shape? Right, a square. So the face of the shape is a square, the whole thing is a cube. Circle the cubes in the group of shapes. Be ready to explain how you know they're cubes. Okay, so the cubes would be the ones where the faces are equal. Is this a cube? If you can't see it, this is the shape of it. No, it is not. Is this a cube? Are all the faces the same length and width? No. Okay, this one you can't see very well, but this is a triangular prism. It is not a cube. And then this one, you can barely see it. It's like this. That is not a cube. And this one, if we take a look at it, it's hard to see when they're not run off the best. Okay. But get it a little bit better. Okay, this one is a cube, so we would circle that as our cube. Now, it says to use the dot paper and draw a cube. Okay, so what we want to do first of all is to draw a square. So I'm going to start with one of the dots. I came over 2 and down 3, and I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and draw 4. All right, so I drew a line that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 5 dots, but there's 4 little lines in between. So let's do 5 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then connect so that we have our square. Okay. All right, so then we have to have another square. So what I'm going to do is come to the center, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots, but 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I have 2 squares. And notice what forms in the center when I did that. Another little square. So now all we've got to do is connect our corners here. So we're going to connect, connect, and connect, and now we have a cube. Okay? So if we look up here, we did the same thing. We started with 1 dot, 1 up here. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So 5 this way, just like we did down here, and then across 5, down 5, and across 5. So we have our cube. And if you wanted to do a cube without the paper, what you would do is draw a square like this. And then you would draw another square up here so that you have a little square in the middle. Okay, it's kind of hard to draw straight lines. And then you would connect them. Connect the corners and you have a cube. Okay, let's go on to the next page. And here we have our independent practice. Decide if the shape is a cube. Then draw a line from each shape to cube or not a cube. All right, so let's look at the shapes. It's kind of hard to see some of them. All right, and I think we'll do this. And go over this a little bit. All right, so let's look at the first one. Is this a cube or not a cube? Right, it is a cube. Let's look at this one. Is this a cube or not a cube? Right, it is a cube. What about this one? Is this a cube or not a cube? Not a cube. And then we have here a rhombus or a parallelogram. No, it is not a cube. All right, trace the cube shown below. How many faces can you see? So we're going to trace the dotted lines. And as we trace, you could count. We had 1, 2, 3. We can only see 3 faces. Use what you know about cubes to write an equation and solve each problem. How many vertices do these 2 cubes have in all? Okay, so vertices are the corners. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there would be 1 here that we do not see. So there are 8 vertices plus, how many would this one have? I'm sorry, right? 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16. It has, they both together have 16 vertices. Number 6. How many faces do these 2 cubes have in all? Okay, so we said that there's 1 here, 2, 3. There's 1 on the back, that's 4. There's 1 on the side, that's 5. And there's 1 on the bottom, that's 6. So if one cube has 6 and another cube has 6, how many faces is that? All right, 12. It has 12 faces. 12 faces. All right, let's go on to the next page, our problem-solving page. Use what you know about cubes to solve each problem. All right, let's review a little bit. What do we know about cubes? A cube has 6 faces. It has how many vertices? 8. It has 8 vertices. And if we count the edges, it has 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it has 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has 4 it has 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is 12 edges. You might call them sides where the lines connect. Okay, Scott is holding a solid figure with 6 equal faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. Scott says the figure is a cube. Carmen says the figure is a square. Who is correct? Right, Scott is correct because, well, a square does not have faces, does not have, edges. Or 12 edges. That's one thing. We could say the square does not have 6 faces and the square does not have 8 vertices. So any of those would be reasons. All right. Circle the vocabulary word that completes the sentence. A cube has 6 vertices, faces, or edges. Cat, hush. Cube has 6 faces. Excuse my cat, she wants some attention. Number 9, use a place value ones cube or another solid cube. Look at the cube as you turn it. Turn the cube in any direction. What is the greatest number of faces you can see at one time? All right, so if I turn it like this, I see 3. There's 2, there's 3. I'm trying to turn it and I can't see more than 3 at a time. Alright, so what is the greatest number of faces you can see? You can see 3 faces at one time. And do we know the reason for that? And that is because a cube can only show 3 faces in a direction at one time. Okay. Now again, if you need to pause the video so you can write this down, please do. We're going to go on to number 10. It says, complete the sentence about a cube. A cube is a solid. What is a cube? It is a solid shape or figure. A cube has how many equal faces? 6. How many vertices? 8. And how many edges? Right, 12. Very good. Okay, so let's review what we've learned about a cube today. Going to the back of this page. A cube is a solid figure with 6 equal faces, square faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. These are cubes, these are not cubes. Draw an arrow from each shape to its correct box. So, is this a cube or not? No, it is not a cube. It's actually a cylinder, which we will learn about later on. Is this a cube? Yes, it is a cube. Tell whether each shape is a cube, then explain why or why not. Okay, is this a cube? No. Why isn't it a cube? It does not have what? It does not have 6 equal square faces or 12 edges or 8 vertices. Okay. Is this a cube? Yes. It has 6 face. Ooh. 6 equal square faces. It has 12 edges and 8 vertices. And that's supposed to be an E. All right. Find an object at home or at school that is a cube. Describe the object. Tell how many faces, edges, and vertices the object has. So I'm going to let you do that one. You find an object that is a cube at your house and tell me a little bit about it on this paper. Remember, I am taking up all these papers at the end of the 2 weeks of lessons, so please don't throw them away and please make sure you have completed them. Well, that is it for math today. We will have our reading lesson, so don't forget to do that. And if you are supposed to be here for testing tomorrow, please don't forget to come in. I will see you guys. Make sure you get on Zoom at 12 so we can discuss anything that you have questions about. I'll see you later. Bye.